giving, turn to the east. Start off by giving all honor, all glory, all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Hashem, Okaha, Kodash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Double honors to the elders, prophets, and teachers who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Hey, we'll be starting off this camp here, April 22nd, 2025. Right? And this lesson, this camp session, mainly going to be going into Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai chastening us, man, while we in this thing, right? Because you got your Christians who don't get chastened at all, but they seem to believe that Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is dealing with them, right? And not only the Christians, but the heathen, okay? So we're going to start with the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 6. From whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, right? And scourgeth every son whom he receives. Now we go into that word chasteneth, right? In the Strong's definition, we're going to get to train up a child, i.e. educate, by implication of discipline and by punishment, right? To instruct, learn, or teach by the use of punishment. Now you go to scourge, right? Because he says he scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Go to scourge. We're going to get the etymology of that at etymology.com, right? You're going to get scourge from the 1200th century, a whip used for inflicting pain or punishment, a lash used for torture, right? We're going to go, right, so scourge is to punish or inflict pain and punishment. And that's how Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai deals with Jake, right? That's how he punishes Israel as a whole, okay? Right? Let's read that from the top. For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth, okay? Right? Verse 7. If ye endure the chastening, power dealeth. If you endure the chastening, that power dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not, right? Because if you, just like when we deal with our children, man, you're supposed to chasten them, man. If they go off, you're supposed to whoop their ass, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You know, you got a lot of people saying that you're not supposed to. You got a lot of people saying that, you know, that this whole soft parenting era, and that's why kids are all out of pocket now. That's why you got so many damn YNs running around, because there ain't nobody whooping no ass. Right? If you endure chastening, power dealeth with you as with sons. If you endure, right? Because we're supposed to endure unto the end. If you endure this chastening, right? Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is dealing with you as a son, right? For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Because the scripture goes back to what? If you spare the rod, he that spares his rod hateth his son. You know, roughly paraphrasing. So Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, he's going to chasten, right, and correct who he loves. That's how he does. That's how he deals with us, man. But if ye be without chastisement, right, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons, right? If you're not getting chastised by Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're a bastard. He doesn't want you, right? He's not dealing with you, okay? And that's just how it is, man. Right? And who is he chastening? It's a lot. Trying to figure out where I was at. Right? Who is he chastening? He's only chastening Jacob. You know, Israel. That's the only people that he's chastening. He's not chastising these heathen nations because he's not dealing with them. They're not his sons. He's not accepting them as his children. Right? Contrary to popular belief, man. Because we can find that in the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments, right, unto Israel. Those judgments are what? Those are chastisements, man. That's chastisement, right? His judgments unto Israel, right? He hath not dealt so with any nation. You heathen nations, he's not dealing with you in this way, okay? He's not dealing with you, right? He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. These other heathen nations, they don't know his judgments, man. Israel does. Why? Because Israel are his sons. He's dealing with them. Okay? Let's grab a precept real quick, man. Going back to chastisement, man. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so Yahweh thy power chasteneth thee. Right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to chasten those that he loves. Those that he loves. Right? And if you're not getting chastened, then what does that mean? He's not dealing with you. He doesn't love you. Okay? He does not love you. Right? It's a lot. Off my point. I'm going to read that from the top. Right? Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so Yahweh thy power chasteneth thee. Right? And that goes back to what? Because we're going to have to deal with this chastisement while we in this flesh, while we fucking up. Right? Because we're going to go off from time to time. Even us being in this truth, we're going to go off. Right? It's impossible for us not to sin. Okay? While we in this flesh, these chains of darkness. Right? Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay? So you're not going to come in this walk and everything be all fine. You know, you got a lot of Israelites coming in here saying that, you know, you come into this truth and everything gets fine and dandy. Nah, that's not how it's going to happen, man. Because what does the scripture say? The more knowledge you receive, the more sorrow you're going to get, man. I don't want to keep roughly paraphrasing. Let me grab it. Right? It's a lot. Right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 18. Right? For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. You hear that? So the more understanding, wisdom, and knowledge you're going to acquire while you're in this walk, the more sorrow you're going to acquire. That goes back to in the vision in the book of Revelation, right? You eat up this roll, and it shall be sweet in thy mouth, because the salvation is sweet. It's a beautiful thing. But in thy belly it's going to be bitter. Right? It goes back to it being bittersweet. Because we know what we're going to have to go through on this side, man. And what we're going to have to deal with being in this flesh. Right? You Christians think that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is just all love. And not just you Christians, a lot of you Jake in general, man. You think that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is just all love. There's no hate. And y'all preach this. He's all love, no hate. That's bullshit, man. Right? The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners. You hear that? He hateth sinners, man. Right? And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has these ungodly people that he's keeping, right, in their sin. Okay? Why? Because that's their lot. That's the lot they have to play. They gotta perish on this side. That's how it's gonna be. He has his elect, and he has his ones that he's gonna punish, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is a just balance. All right? Okay, I'm gonna read it from the top. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Right? And a lot of you think that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, like I said, y'all walking around thinking that he's no hate. He's not hate. He doesn't have any hate in him. Where is that in the scriptures, man? He said he hated Esau. Right? So if Yahweh is just all love and all hate and no hate, why does he hate Esau? Okay? So it's bullshit, man. You got to go into the scriptures. Study to show thyself approved, man. I'm going to go to the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 21. Do I not hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? And am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? This is David. Are you saying David's in sin? Because a lot of you Christians say if you hate your brother, or if you hate anyone, right, that's a sin. But if they hate Yahweh, How is it a sin if I hate them? Okay? Especially, David just said it. Do I not hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? Okay? So if you have a problem with my power, right? You have a problem with my power or God, then you have a problem with me. Okay? Right? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. Whoever the enemies of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, his enemies are my enemies, and my enemies are his. That's how it goes, man. Okay? And let's get his enemies. Let's grab his enemies. Right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, and we're going to start from verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies, okay? Thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee, right? So these people hate Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. What did David say? Do I not hate them that hate thee? Did he not say that? For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah's people? It's Israel. Okay? Not the whole world, man. They consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So that just sealed it right there. Israel is the people that are being talked about. Israel are his people. Okay? And it's showing you that they are not only the enemies of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, they are our enemies, man. They said, lo, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, man. Sounds like some an enemy to me. It's a lot. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They're against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. These people that I'm about to name, because the next verse is going to go into who those people are. Okay? And guess what? These people that I'm about to name, they're my enemies. Because they're the enemies of my power. And they're the enemies of me. Right? Because they cut our people off. Right? The tabernacles of Edom. Esau Edom. Okay? Oh. Uh-oh. The so-called YT man. Okay. And the Ishmaelites, the Arabs. Okay, and of Moab, the Chinese, of the Haganese, Gabal, and Ammon, the Japanese, and Amalek, right? The Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have Hopan, the children of Lot, Salah. All of these that I just named are enemies of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, and guess what? They're also enemies of Israel. Point blank in the period, man. You can't get past this, man. So what else does Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah hate? Because remember, I just named you enemies that hate Yahweh. And David said what? Do I not hate them that hate thee? So if we hate them, that means Yahweh hates them. Hey, you can't get past this, man. So what else does Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah hate? What else does he hate? It's a lot. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 16. These six things doth Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. Okay, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Who did all that? Who does all that, man? That's Esau Edom, especially. All the other nations do it as well, but it's Esau Edom especially, man, because they're the border of wickedness. There's no one more wicked than Esau Edom walking this earth, man. Right? And they shed innocent blood on a daily basis. Right? That's what they do, man. And they've been doing it since the beginning, because there's nothing new under the sun. Right? A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, swift and feet that be swift in running to mischief. That's Esau Edom, man. That's Esau Edom, man. That's wicked ass 2/3 of our people. Right? Devise wicked imaginations when you imagine what you want to do to someone. Well, hey, we got an example of that Edomite that got caught. Right? They caught him on his he saw a little girl, a little black girl that was coming to do the damn, the shit for the school, man, the fundraiser shit or whatever, where they go and sell you the candies and all that shit. She was knocking on it, ringing his doorbell, and he said, man, I want to unalive this little girl. She was like, he said, she's lucky I'm not at home, because I would have grabbed my pew and unalived her. Right? A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. That's what that was, man. You can't make this up. A false witness that speaketh lies. Every one of you fucking heathen who say that we're not the people of the book. Every one of you fucking 2/3 that say we're not the people of the book. You're liars, man. Esau Edom, you're a liar. You lie on a regular basis, man. You accuse us falsely all the time. Even TikTok, what? We get accused for hate speech. And TikTok is what? A Chinese app, man. So that's you, Moab, accusing us falsely. Right? Esau Edom, YouTube, you accuse us falsely. If, I believe, I might be wrong on that, don't quote me on that. YouTube might not be Esau Edom, Salak. Right? A false witness that speaketh lies. That's also Esau Edom, for the fact that he, what did he say? That Jacob stole the birthright. We didn't steal shit. You sold it. You sold it because you hated it. Why? Why did you hate it? Because you hate Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why Yahweh hates you. Right? And he that soweth discord among brethren, that's you 2/3, man, especially. You sow discord among the brethren with your fucking lies. Right? Saying that, hey, and especially you women, you fucking Eve, man. You this is the reason why I left the Hebrew Israelite camps. This is the reason why this, like, shut the fuck up, man. Nobody cares why you left. Just leave. Just fucking leave, man. A false balance. Oh, Salak. Right, let me read that over. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren. Okay? And let's get some more things that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hates. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance, I was just about to go into this. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. So a false balance is something that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hates. Okay? You don't like no false balances, man. Or what could be that false balance? Someone who's not, who's 1 foot in the script, one foot in the truth, 1 foot out the truth, man. That's a false balance. That's a fucking false balance, man. It's either you're in or you're not. What did Yahweh Shai say? If you're lukewarm, he's going to spit you out of his mouth, man. Okay? He's going to spit you out of his mouth if you're lukewarm. Let's get another precept on top of that. Proverbs 11 and 1, right? Proverbs 20 and 23. Diverse weights are an abomination unto Yahweh, and a false balance is not good. Okay? So again, this false balance shit. I don't know if that's a B or what that is. But a false balance is a no-go with Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That's what we say in the military. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. Right? And all you people, we just named, Salakia, we just named multiple things that Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai hates. All right? So what do you Christians got to say after that? You Christians that say he's all love, no hate. What you got to say now? Okay? Because what you don't understand is that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's the one that creates the good and the evil. He's the one that decides what's good and what's evil, not you. Right? Let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is telling you what's right. And he's the one that tells you what's right and what's good, because he created the evil and the good. So only he can tell you what's right and what's good, not you fucking heathen. And especially not you heathen, and not you fucking 2/3. Right? So all this proves is that you Christians and you heathen, you don't really know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. When it's all said and done, you don't know him. You don't. Okay? And this is why you don't know him. Give me another precept. This is why you don't know him. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3. starting at verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities, man. And that goes back to what? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai chastens who he loves. You hear that? Let's read it again. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. He's punishing Israel for their iniquities. He's not worried about these heathen right now. They're going to get what's coming to them. But he's dealing with Israel, right? And he even said judgment shall what? Start in the house of the Lord. Judgment starts in the house of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? And like I said, it goes back to chastening. He chasteneth who he loves. Okay, that was full circle, right? And the truth is, like I said before, you heathen, you hate Yahweh. That's really what it all comes down to. You hate Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we can prove it. We can prove it. Because you hate him because you did what? Let's get it. It's the book of Zechariah chapter 2 verse 8. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoil you, for he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. That's how you show your hatred for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, by touching the apple of his eye. Just like any man, you touch his kids, that's showing hatred towards that person, man. Right? And you touch the apple of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's eyes, man. Right? And what did he say? This is the book of Psalms chapter 105 verse 15. Right? Saying, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. Now you see that harm, that's not only going into physical, you know, you coming against them and unaliving them, which is, it's gonna come, that's coming. Right? In Jacob's trouble. Like we that preach this truth, our lives are at risk. That's why the elders say what? You that go out here on the highways and byways, you're putting your life at risk, man. This is not a game we in right now, man. We don't do this shit for clout. We don't do it. We don't do it so to make ourselves, you know, to boast. We understand what's coming, man. We understand that we might have to be unalived on this side. Right? So harm goes into ra'ah, right? Strong's definition. Properly to spoil by breaking to pieces, figuratively to make or be good for nothing. That's what you do to the prophets who come out here on the highways and byways and they try to wake you up and tell you the truth. What do? You scoff, you mock, all the other crazy shit. You disrespect us, and then disrespecting us. You're not really disrespecting us. You're not really mocking us. You're mocking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? Right? To make good for nothing, i.e. bad physically, socially, morally. That's what you do to the prophets, man. You heathen and you fucking 2/3. You do that. You the one doing harm to the prophets, man. Right? You're the one. And how do you do it? Like I said, you mock us, you scoff, you say we're not the people, right? Let's get the book of Lamentations chapter 2 verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee, and they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, right? Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? And I got that precept from, I heard the elder said in this video, man. This is what they do to us. They mock us, man. They mock Jake in general. Constantly mocking Jake, man. Right? But guess what? That mocking is going to come right back on your ass, man. It's coming right back to you. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake kingdoms? That's what we're going to say to you, Esau, Edom. Right? When all of this is said and done, when Yahweh Ratazah, I'm part of that number, we get this kingdom, man. Right? We're going to say the same shit to you. We're going to be like, is this him? Is this the one that did all that? That dropped bombs on Hiroshima, Nagasaki? If I'm saying it right, Salak, right? Is this him? Is this him? That's what we gonna say. We gonna mock, just like you said. Is this the daughter of Jerusalem, right? That was called beauty, We're gonna say the same shit to you, Esau Edom. And that's all I got for you right now. I know this was a short camp. Salakia for that. But Salakia. I know this was a short camp, shorter than I wanted to be. Salakia. I pray that this was edifying. And with that, Shalom.